Hello and welcome. This is Africa in 10 minutes, where we bring to you trend and business news from around the continent this week, courtesy Footprint to Africa. I'm Mike Mexicano. It's great to have you on the show. Let's take a look at the highlights for this week. Uber Kenya banks on new security feature to broaden its appeal among users. Djibouti's port company barred from terminating joint venture with global trading firm DP World. Jumia Travel sheds light on tourism sector's uninterrupted growth as segment becomes world's third largest export industry. Chinese automaker SAIC Motor to build a manufacturing plant in Tunisia as it targets African market. South African payments company secures $16 million funding. The news in details. Uber Kenya, the Kenyan subsidiary of a world-famous ride-hailing service, is banking on a new security feature known as phone anonymization in a bid to broaden its appeal among users. Starting last week, you and your driver will no longer be able to see each other's phone numbers when using the Uber in-app call feature, Uber Kenya said in a statement to its customers issued on the 5th of September 2018. We have introduced a secure phone call that protects your personal contact details as well as your drivers so that there is never an unwanted communication post-trip, the company added. Uber Kenya also added an in-app chat feature as an easy way to test drivers through the Uber app at no extra cost. The High Court of England and Wales has granted an injunction restraining Djibouti's port company, Port de Djibouti SA, from terminating its joint venture shareholders agreement with global trade enabler DP World. The High Court has further prohibited PDSA from removing directors of a Dorale container terminal joint venture who were appointed by DP World following that agreement. According to the court, PDSA is not to interfere with the management of DCT until further orders of a court or the resolution of a dispute by a London-seated arbitration tribunal. PDSA is owned in majority by the government of Djibouti, and its CEO is the chairman of the Ports and Free Zones Authority of Djibouti. Hong Kong-based China Merchants is the minority shareholder in PDSA. The High Court's order follows the unlawful attempt by PDSA to terminate the joint venture agreement with DP World and the calling of an extraordinary shareholders meeting on 9th of September by PDSA to replace DP World appointed ventures of the DCT joint venture company. Jumia Travel, a leading tourism sector agency with operations across various parts of Africa, has shed light on the industry, which has seen seasons of uninterrupted growth in recent years. According to the United Nations World Tourism Organization, international tourist arrivals grew by 7% in 2017, the highest increase since 2010. The international tourism sector has seen uninterrupted growth in arrivals for 8 straight years, with 2017's growth being the highest since 2010, with a record performance of $1.6 trillion, the organization said in a statement. This represents an increase of 7%. Additionally, tourism generated another $240 billion from international passenger transport taken by non-residents. Europe and Africa led the growth, with increases in arrivals of 8% and 9% respectively, said Jumia's travel communications head Josephine Wawira. The UN body, in its latest collection of tourism highlights, further notes that the strong results were driven by sustained travel demand for destinations across all world regions, including a firm recovery by those that have suffered from security challenges in recent years. Chinese car maker SAIC Motor has reached an agreement with a Tunisian firm, Menings Holding, to establish a plant in Tunisia to serve African and European markets. The agreement, which was signed in Peking during the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, will see the auto firm specialize in the production of Maurice Garage branded cars. Under the leadership of Mehdi Tamaziste, Menings Holding has been distributing MG cars in Tunisia over the years and will now act as SAIC's partner in Africa. In 2017 alone, SAIC Motor sold 6.6 million cars and is currently the leading car manufacturer in China. It owns 23% of the country's market thanks to its brands Rowe and MG, as well as joint ventures with Volkswagen and General Motors. According to SAIC, the new deal forms part of its strategic expansion agenda to become a leading player in the world automobile industry. Meanwhile, in March 2018, it announced that it will set an assembly plant in Egypt. Yohko, the South African-based point-of-sale payments provider, has raised a Series B round of $16 million led by Patek, a venture capital firm based in Silicon Valley, Europe and Africa, with participation from Orange Digital Ventures, FMO, and existing Series A investors Kwana Capital and Velocity Capital. Yohko will leverage its Series B to grow its network of small business merchants, invest in product development, operational scalability, and attracting top-tier fintech talent. It brings the company's total investment to $23 million. Cyril Colon, general partner at Patek and co-leader of the Patek Africa Fund, will join Yohko's board. On that note, we draw the curtains on this week's episode of Africa in 10 minutes. Let's take a recap of the stories. Uber Kenya banks on new security feature to broaden its appeal among users. Djibouti's port company barred from terminating joint venture with global trading firm DP World. Jumia Travel sheds light on tourism sector's uninterrupted growth as segment becomes world's third largest export industry. Chinese automaker SAIC motto to build a manufacturing plant in Tunisia as it targets African market. South African payments company secures $16 million funding. You can send in questions, make comments, and keep up with the news on our various social media channels. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, and connect with us on LinkedIn. Visit www.footprint2africa where these stories were called from. Footprint to Africa, business news made in Africa, by Africans, for Africa.